So just like we did for our warm-up today, we went over piecewise functions. Now we're going to go over how to graph piecewise functions. So there's 3 steps to graphing. The first is to draw a dotted line where your inequalities end. The second step is to draw each graph up to the dotted lines it is supposed to be in between, or they are supposed to be in between. And the third step is erase the dotted lines. If you don't erase them, that's okay with me. So I'm going to write out a piecewise function, and then I'm going to show you guys how to draw it. So let's say I had f of x equals, and I'm going to say x squared, x squared, x, and 1. And I'll say x squared if x is less than 1, x if x is less than or greater than or equal to 1, and less than 3, and 1 if x is greater than or equal to 3. So, my first step, after I make my graph, is to draw a dotted line where my inequalities end. So my inequalities end at 1 and 3. Those are my special numbers. So I'm going to draw a dotted line at 1 and a dotted line at 3. Okay, now it says draw each graph up to the dotted lines. It is supposed to be in between, or draw each graph up to the dotted lines it is supposed to be in between. So, some people want to plug in values. That's fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little table for here, x squared, with a few values, x, and 1. These refer to the 3 different rules I have. Yeah?
How do you know, like, which ones are your special numbers?
Because it's the one where the inequalities end. So you see 1, and 3. Those are the only numbers that I have that go.
What if they're the same number? Like x is just a line? This is one line. Like for the 3s, like there's 2 3s.
That's fine. Then just draw 1 line on 3. Yeah. Okay. So for x squared, so I'm looking at my rule for x squared. X is going to be less than 1. I'm going to plug in 1, even though it says less than 1, but I'm going to say dot next to it because I want to put a dot, an open dot next to it. So if I plugged in 1 into x squared, I would get 1, and then I can plug in numbers that are less than 1. So for example, 0, I'd get 0, negative 1, I'd get 1. Because 0 squared is 0, negative 1 squared is 1. Then here, I'm going to plug in both of these values, so I'm going to plug in 1 and 3. 1 is going to be a solid point because it's less than or equal to. 3 is it going to be open or closed? This should say open. So if it's less than 3, is the dot here going to be open or closed? if it's less than or equal to, is it going to be open or closed? Less than or equal to is always closed. Less than is always open. So this one's going to be an open dot. And then I can plug in some number in between, so like 2. So that would give me 1, 2, and 3. And then for x, I'm going to plug in 3. And then I can plug in 4 and 5 if I want. No matter what number I plug in, I always get out 1, so I'm going to write 1, 1, 1. Since x is greater than or equal to 3, am I going to get an open or a closed dot here? Closed. Good. So I write closed next to it. So I'm going to plot these points. So 1, 1 would be 1, 1. And it says open circle, so I'm going to draw an open circle. 0, 0. Draw a dot. Negative 1, 1. Draw a dot. So this is like a parabola. And it's going to keep going because it's less than, so it goes on to infinity. So I just draw it up. I continue the pattern and draw an arrow. Now I'm going to fill in these numbers. So 1, 1, that was supposed to be closed. I have 1, 1 here, it's open, but now I'm going to put a closed dot over it, so I'm going to close it in. Then 2, 2, I go over 2, up 2, draw a closed dot, and 3, 3, over 3, up 3, draw a closed dot, and I draw a line to connect them. And then I plot these ones. And here it said 3, 3 is supposed to be open, correct? So instead of drawing a closed dot, I'm going to draw an open dot. Finally, I graph these 3 points. 3, 1 is supposed to be closed, so I go out to 3, 1, 2, 3, and up to 1, close it. I go out to 4, up to 1, close it. And 5, 1, close it. It goes on like that for infinity, so I draw an arrow like that to infinity. The last step was to erase the dotted lines, so I just
You don't have to do that,
take
right?
away the dotted lines. No, you don't have to do that. It's not that big of a deal.
That's cool.